Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back and coming to hang out with me. I totally appreciate it. And if you're new here, my name is Amber, and this is a space where I talk about all things motherhood. So let's take care of business first. Do not forget to subscribe if you're new here, if you haven't already subscribed, and hit that bell so you won't miss another video from me. All right. Thank you for going ahead and subscribing. Now, while you came here, let's talk about it. These are the baby boy names that I did not use. So as many of you know, I have two boys. One is 18 months and another is 3 months. And we do not plan on having any more children. Two boys, that's it. I don't need a girl. I don't need another boy. That is it for us. So I'm going to tell you guys all the names that we did not use. As you guys know, my oldest son's name is Maverick, and I just love that name for him. It totally fits him. He is a Maverick. My husband's favorite movie is Top Gun, go figure, and he's in the Navy, so we named our baby Maverick in honor of my husband. He loves that name. He loves that movie, and everyone seems to love that name for him. It really does fit for him. It's perfect. And then my littlest, he's 3 months. His name is Blaze. He's so cute. When he came out, he was just a blaze of glory. It definitely fits him. We love the name for him. He's so sweet and he's so loving. So we really love that name for him. And we really wanted to make sure when we named them both that they were both going to be names that complemented each other because they were going to be so close in age. So Maverick and Blaze is what we came up with. Let's go ahead and talk about the names that we did not use. So the first name that I had that we did not use is Alexander. Don't ask me why I love the name Alexander, but for my first son, I was stuck on the name Alexander, and I was going to call him Alex for short. I just love the name. I felt it was so strong. It was so manly, like Alexander the Great. He was like a conqueror. I just loved it, and I really wanted my kids to have really, really strong names, but we did not end up with Alexander, which I'm kind of happy we didn't, because I feel like my son Maverick, I feel like it totally worked for him. But Alexander was the first name, and we were going to call him Alex, and I loved it. So the other name that we were going to use was Boudreaux. So many of you may not know, but I am from New Orleans, born and bred. That's where I'm from. So, you know, the whole Cajun thing. So Boudreaux, Boudreaux. I really like that name, and I really wanted something that was close to my culture and like close to my people, but we did not end up with that name. I'm not really sure why it got kicked out of like the runner-ups, but Boudreaux just didn't end up working and we just didn't use it. But if anyone wants to use it, use it. I love that name. I think it's so special. I think it's so different. It's like the perfect name, like the perfect Cajun name if you ask me. Or if you're just looking for something different and unique, Boudreaux is a great name. So the other name we were going to use was Lennox. I really, really like the name Lennox. Funny thing is, we were at a party for my husband and one of his friends, his son was named Lennox, and I heard the name and I was like, oh my God, I love that name. I thought it was so great. I really, really wanted to use it. And my husband's from Atlanta, so like Lennox Square, like it was just an homage to his town. But we didn't end up using the name, but I still really, really love that name. And I feel like if I ever had another baby or maybe even like a dog, I may consider using that name. I just liked it so, so much. I feel like it's just different. I don't know. I liked it. The next name we were going to use, what we didn't end up using, was Gunner. I love Gunner. Gunner was a top runner for me. I thought Gunner was a terrific name. I thought it was strong. I thought it was masculine. It was just everything that I thought a very like rough and tough boy would be. But we did not end up using that name. Some of you may or may not know, but I was in the Marine Corps. My father-in-law was in the Marine Corps. He retired after 20 plus years. So Gunner was a very, very, very cool name to me. I loved it. We were going to call him Gunny as a nickname. I had this all planned out. This was for my son, currently, who's Blaze. We were going to call him Gunner. That was a very, very, very close name for us. I was ready. I was like, we're going to call him Gunny. I was ready for this kid. But we didn't end up using the name, but I feel like that name is so cool. And it is like, so it just like has a ring to it. I love that name. The next name we did not use was Archer. So I love the name Archer, and the name Archer was very close to my great-grandfather's name, which would have had a tie to my family, which I really loved. Unfortunately, we just did not end up using that name because it didn't really flow with the middle name. But if we would have named him Archer, it would have kind of paid, homage and respect to my great grandfather, whom I did get to meet. But unfortunately, the name just didn't work out. I think it's strong. I think it's brave. I think it's a very courageous name. I just love that name. Unfortunately, it did not work out for us, but it is a great name nonetheless. The next name we did not use was Axel. I love the name Axel. My husband did not like it. I don't know why, but I really, really, really like that name. I don't have a reason as to why I like the name. I just liked it. I felt like it was unique. I felt like you don't hear it often. I just really like the name. When we were kind of like going through the list, my husband kind of like crossed it off in the beginning, but I always kind of like held on to it in my back pocket in hopes that maybe he would change his mind. And if he did, like I had this name, but he didn't. He just didn't end up liking the name, but I love the name. And then I thought it was kind of cute because our last name is Rose. His name would have been Axel Rose. I thought that was really cool. My husband really didn't, but I really, really liked it. But no, Axel did not work out for us. So the next name that we were going to use but did not end up using was Pilot. Like I told you guys, my husband is obsessed with the movie Top Gun. He will watch it and rewatch it and watch it again. He knows all the words. So we were looking for names. We watched the movie a few times, hoping names would jump out at us that we could use. Nothing seemed to scream at us. So actually, my mom came up with the name Pilot, and I really thought about it. I was like, I kind of liked it, but I was scared that it was so out there that it wouldn't have worked. And then another thing is I felt like Maverick and Pilot may have been trying too hard. I was like, ugh, it's like Maverick is already the pilot. So I just didn't think it would work. Not only that, I didn't want my second kid when he grew up like, well, why did I just have to get the name like he had, So, which I didn't want him to do that. So I just decided that we weren't going to use Pilot, but I really thought it was a really cool name. So the next name that we did not use was Hendrix. I actually did not like the name Hendrix. My husband loved that name. I just could not get into it. I don't know why. I felt like Hendrix was becoming like that cool, popular name, and I just did not want my kid to have like a name that everyone else had. I just, not that I don't like the name, it just wasn't for me, and I don't think that it fit with, our family and our family names. I just didn't think it would work. And like I said, they're so close in age. I felt their names kind of had to have some kind of correlation. They both had to be like really strong names. And I just didn't feel like Hendrix would do it for us. The next name we did not use was Ace. I loved the name Ace. I loved it. And I'm sure you're thinking, if I loved it so much, why wouldn't I name my son that? The reason why is because I could not think of a middle name. It did not flow very well. But I love the name Ace. I thought Maverick and Ace would go together so well. I loved it. It just didn't work. Oh my God, now that I think about it, I'm like, could I go back and redo it and name him Ace? But no, it just didn't work. But I love the name Ace. It's so strong, it's quick. It's like, when I think of an ace, I think of like someone who's got it together. He's like strong. He's like physically fit. He's charming. Like, that's what I think of when I think of an ace. Unfortunately, the name didn't work, but I love that name Ace. And if I had another kid, I may even consider Ace too. So finally, we did think about naming both of our sons after their dad. Unfortunately, it did not work. My husband really didn't want his kids to be named after him. He wanted them to be individuals. And after talking about it and going into depth about why he felt like they should be individuals and have their own name, I totally agreed with him. I thought it would have been cool to kind of like carry on the name because my husband and his father, they have the same middle name. My husband didn't even want to do that. He wanted them to be their own people, which I love. Now that, they're here and their names are like Maverick and Blaze, I love their names. I think they go together so well, and I'm happy that they both have their own individual names. I just love their names so much now that they're here. Like, their name embodies who they are, and I just love it. So guys, that's it for all my baby names. If you guys have any comments or any names that you didn't use, let me know in the comments down below. I also have a girls list if anyone is interested, because I did make a girls list because for one short moment I thought I was having a girl, but I didn't. But if anyone wants to hear my girl names, I have some, and I can make another video about that. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.